All right, what up, y'all? Your boy Brick Street Sprite in the building. Tapping in with y'all. Like, subscribe, comment. Brick Street Hooligans, Brick Street Media, Hooli Vision. Just wanted to pop at y'all real quick about the Real Sikh DNA battle, man. Just went down, Volume 9. I finally had an opportunity to watch it because I was busy. I had my daughter that night, so I could only catch the K Shine, an easy battle, and the Sue Surf in New Jersey twerk slaughter. You know what I'm saying? So, my bad. That collar is bothering me. But anyway, um, this was a good back and forth, man. Like I said, this was first watch. It dropped on the app yesterday. App Gang. If you have an opportunity, go check it out. Um, it was a good back and forth. I thought that this was like a vintage DNA, I would have to say. DNA, you can tell when he battles like these PG dudes or like the rookie dudes that he really takes that PG killer name seriously. Like he really likes to sun these dudes, man. It's the way that it seems anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like he likes to, or he at least comes with another level of like lyricism slash like intensity because he like lost his voice damn near by the end of this battle, or he did lose his voice by the end of this battle. But it was a fire performance by out of DNA, but you could tell he was giving it his all. And you kind of have to against an opponent like Real Sick who can lyrically beat a lot of dudes. But I do think DNA does more than Real Sick. And he showed everything. DNA, I feel like Real Sick was great. He was very good. That's why I say this was a good back and forth. But DNA outclassed him because, and it was obvious that DNA can do more. You know what I'm saying? Where Real Sick is very fire, DNA is as good as him in what he's firing, and he does more. He just has more bags he can get into. He has more tricks in his bag. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about crazy tricks, like the rebuttal game. He rebutted multiple times in this battle. I think it might have been at the beginning of the second, maybe, where obviously in the first he couldn't because he went first, but he went into like a two or three. He went into like two or three rebuttals at one point in this battle. I think it was at the beginning of the second. Could have been the third, maybe. Like I said, I only watched the battle once. I wrote a few bars. I didn't write all of them down, but and I just remembered some of them. I just wrote down the couple that I remembered because I didn't watch it again in order to write them down. I wasn't writing them down while I was watching it. I was trying to absorb what was actually happening. But I just think that DNA is a much more seasoned battler. He already, and because of that, he just has more bags he can get into. I'm not saying Real Sick won't eventually gain the ability to do some of these things. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't have a rebuttal bag. I feel like Sick is a great writer, a great puncher. You know what I'm saying? He's an okay angler, but the things that he's good in, DNA is great at. DNA is as good of a writer, but a better angler. He can freestyle. He can scheme like crazy. One of the best schemers, you know what I'm saying? Like, Sick can do a little bit of that, but he's not great at that. I think the only thing Sick is great in is his delivery and his ability to punch. You know what I'm saying? Because he does punch well. He's a good schemer, but he's not the best angler. You know what I'm saying? The pens are kind of equal. I'd give DNA maybe the nod as far as pens, but delivery and like voice projection, Sick is fire, and he's just fire in general, man. But I I think I mean I think the only round you could give Sick is maybe the third round, but I personally had DNA edging every round. I had DNA 2-0 already going into the third, and I thought I thought every round from DNA was fire. His first round though was crazy. He came out the gates wigging, but in that third he was wigging too. But I think the only reason I say that's the only debatable round is because that's Sick's best round. The third round is Sick's best round. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the one round that you could possibly debate in Sikh's favor. Hold on, give me a second, man. I need a drink. My drink is over here. Let me just grab it. But that's the only one that you can maybe argue in Sikh's favor or at least debate. I think the first two were clear, pretty clear. I'm not gonna say like it was like an ass whooping, but it was a gentleman's 30, put it that way. He clearly edged each round. You know what I mean? I don't think it was like a clear ass whooping. It wasn't no dirty 30, you know what I'm saying? But I think he was up 2-0 going into the third. And the only real debatable round was the third. But the first two weren't super ass whoopings, but I feel like he clearly won those two rounds. The first was the only real clear round. You know what I mean? And Sikh was still good. That's why I'm saying it wasn't no ass whoopings in those first two. But I still think it was kind of obvious to everyone that DNA outclassed him in that round and came out the gates wigging. And when he had the rebuttals, I think it was in the second. But either way, those rebuttals might have got more, kind of like what Danny did to Ace in that second round. Yeah, I think it was that second round, wasn't it? Or no, it was the third round, or it was the first round when Danny hit Ace with them rebuttals in the first, and then basically stole that shit based off because those two rebuttals that he had were more fire and had more impact than Ace's entire first round. Nothing Ace spit for that whole first round was more impactful. I kind of think DNA did that to Real Sikh when he hit him with them rebuttals. That's why those rebuttals are such an impactful, like dangerous thing to have in your bag. If you can rebuttal, man, that's why A Ward is so dangerous. That's why, Geechee is so dangerous. That's why Hollow for so many years has always been so dangerous. That's why Sharon. That's why Chef Trez. That's why these dudes that can rebuttal. DNA has always been dangerous. Charlie Clips. They're all so dangerous because they have that ability to shake the room off something that you said, to rebuttal your shit. You know what I mean? Come right back at you with that shit and knock it out the park. You know what I mean? And then that's why DNA was like, yo, I had to go 3-4 freestyles in to make motherfuckers know this ain't no amateur shit. Because he said it's some amateur shit when I seen him on Three Letterman's podcast. You know what I mean? Or show on his channel. And he said, when somebody comes with just one rebuttal at the beginning of their round, that's amateur shit, he thinks. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he said. Now, I still think it's fire whenever you can rebuttal. But when you come with just one rebuttal at the beginning, he was like, that's kind of amateur shit because you know that person was thinking about it for my whole round while I was spitting. And then he comes with that one at the beginning, so you know it's not really a freestyle. When they come with multiple, that's when you know the first might have been, but the second might have been like premeditated, but the second and third and fourth, now you coming off the head, you know what I'm saying? And you just you coming up with shit while you go. It's just split second decision making, you know what I'm saying? And that's where, like when A Ward was in the middle of his round and that chair fell against Geechee, you know what I'm saying? And he said something about you getting hit with it. Yeah, it's wrestling. You getting hit with it. Bruh. That shit is amazing when somebody can do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is when somebody's really freestyling, coming off the head. That's when that shit is fucking amazing. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Shit was fucking crazy. And that shit, you have an ability, damn near. I always say this about Clips or whoever can freestyle that well and rebuttal. Danny Myers. I always say that. Like, look, man, if that person gets a couple of haymaker rebuttals off at the beginning or anywhere in their round, then they can steal that whole round from you, even if you had a fire round. Because those bitches are so impactful when they land. You know what I mean? So I thought that was a hella important moment in this battle that made those, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, that's why he debatably won all 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I got a gentleman 30 going to DNA, you know what I'm saying? He said this a liver test and we gonna get the rapid results. This saliva test and we gonna get the rapid results. This saliva test, this saliva, bruh. Fire. Fire. DNA is fire, bro. The way he be writing and structuring this shit is fire. He just has so many, he has everything in his bag. He's just one of the most consistent, well-rounded. He got 168 battles. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the most well-rounded battlers that we have. You know what I'm saying? I said I was gonna take a drink, but he said I've been doing my motherfucking job so long because he was talking about how he was talking about Sikh's slogan when Sikh said, "You don't want to." I'm the last one. He said because you can't show up to work when you call out sick. You know what I mean? He said, I've been doing my motherfucking job so long, I'ma still get paid when sick leave. You know what I mean? Because when you do your job for a long time, you build up fucking, sick time. And then you can get paid when you go on sick leave. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, that was a fire double right there. That's DNA's writing, man. A lot of doubles, a lot of double meanings, double entendres, dog. Like, he's fire with that shit. I know motherfuckers call him Gary on Twitter, but I've always been a DNA fan. I like the people that can freestyle, man. That's why Hollow has always been like one of my number one goats. You know what I mean? On top of the fact that it's hard to clearly beat him. Any of those dudes, man. Those new That's the one thing a lot of these new era dudes don't have. It's that a lot of the older dudes, vets, have a lot of veteran tricks, and it's hard to beat them because they have multiple things in their bags that they can do well. So if one thing ain't working, they can switch to another. And a lot of them are good at overwriting. Like what they'll do is they'll write, and have extra shit, so they'll weave in and out of shit. You know what I mean? Like they might have 3 rounds for you, but they might have. I heard DNA say this on 3's channel actually, but I've already known this. Like they might write 3 rounds for you, but they'll keep writing, or they might have been had some shit for you, and they'll keep that in the fucking chamber too, so that they can weave into some of that shit if they have some little extra haymakers, you know what I mean, or extra bars in case what they, you know what I mean. And another thing that Gary said was that if sometimes he's learned over time, it's another vet trick to save his rebuttal for when he feels like his material ain't hitting like it should be for like a little second. You know what I mean? He might get to like a spot where it seems kind of dry, like maybe the crowd is like less involved for a minute, or the crowd like it's not hitting like he thought it might, and then you go into a rebuttal right there and get the crowd right back into it. That's a veteran trick right there, man. Super veteran trick. But those type of little tricks is why all these old school dudes, older era, URLTV, smack era dudes are hard to fucking beat. Straight up. You know what I mean? Like flat out. That's why they hard to beat. Yeah, that's right. Got the Kobe boy on. The Kobe Lower Marion boy. You know what I mean? I had to throw it on. You know what I mean? But just because Kobe was the guy, you know what I mean? Rest in peace to the Mamba, one of the GOATs. But yeah, bro. He said, I'm cold in every room like your grandparents, dog. Because you know how old people are always cold. You know what I'm saying? Turn the heat up. I'm cold. Um, Makes me sick to my stomach that you let sick. It makes me sick to my stomach that you let sick discuss. He said, it makes me sick to my stomach that you let sick discuss me when he ain't matching my gross. It makes me sick to my stomach that you let sick disgust me when he ain't matching my gross. When you let sick disgust me, disgust. It's the wordplay. Disgust me when he ain't matching my gross. Sick to my stomach, disgust, like disgusting, or discuss. It's the wordplay. You know what I mean? Fire, man. But Sick has some shit. I wrote a couple down for Sick too that just stuck with me. You know what I mean? They fire. They fire too. They fire. He said TNA wrestling with it. I think they all from his third. You know what I mean? Just because his third was fire. Like I said, if you got it 2-1, I mean, even if you have Sick winning, I'm not really mad at it because Sick was fire. But I just thought DNA outclassed him. And like I said, he edged every round. You know what I mean? So he said TNA wrestling with it. If it's on Sikh's side, it ring. TNA wrestling with it. If it's on Sikh's side, it ring. Six-sided ring. You know what I mean? TNA wrestling, six-sided ring. Bruh. If it TNA wrestling with it, if it's on six-sided ring, six-sided ring, TNA, bro, that's a dope. That was fire. 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 I'll have his spine looking like the DNA symbol, and that's the only time we'll agree your name fits you. I'll have your spine looking like the DNA symbol, and that's the only time we'll agree your name fits you. Bruh. DNA symbol, the twist with the, you know what I mean? What is it, the double helix or whatever? Didn't Professor Shine go into that? Professor Shine, the double helix, dog. You know what I'm saying? Uh, bro, bro, that was fire though. Splash his brains right here on you. He said, I'll splash his brains right here on you, like you're preparing for a 2-on-2. Bounce his ideas off you. Splash his brains right here off you, like you're preparing for a 2-on-2. Bounce his ideas off you. Bruh, fire as fuck. Splash his brains right here off you, like you're preparing for a 2-on-2. Bounce his ideas off you. Bruh, fire. They both was fire. You want to see a fire battle? Go watch this shit. It's a dope back and forth. I got what I wanted to see out of it, you know what I'm saying? Just a fire back and forth from two fire ass battlers, two fire MCs, you know what I'm saying? It was just crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But, yeah, man. It's your boy, Brick Street Sprite. Like, subscribe, comment. Brick Street Hooligans, Brick Street Media, Hooli Vision. Let me know what y'all thought about this battle, what y'all thought about the who y'all thought won, what y'all thought was fire about the battle, why you thought who you thought won. Give me a reason. You know what I mean? Break it down. Let me know what's up. You know what I mean? What else should we talk about on the channel, man? Holla at your boy. It's your boy Brick Street Sprite, and I'm out of here 100.